afternoon. It's about like 90 degrees here, 92, I think. So I put my hair up and I took. Actually, I was going to take Chong for one long walk in the morning, but I did the stream and he kept taking so much breaks, he just was passing out on the property. So that's how this went today. So it's just been on a relaxing day, and I do have the weekend off. Thank God. I hate working, especially on my 5 day stretch. Oh my God, it's horrible. I cannot wait to leave or get some kind of restitution from this job. Oh, hello. You're back again. You must like me. A lot of people don't like me sometimes. You either love me or hate me. I'm okay. It's 92 degrees where I'm at. And I went to go take Chong for a long walk because it's not as hot in the morning. And I guess it was a little hot because he was. Oh, I am nice. Are people usually on social media not? Are they usually not nice? You would think you'd be at least have good customer service. I mean, I don't know. I'm just, I guess, speaking out loud, but I mean, I do nursing, so I always feel that you should be nice and courteous. People are in the world are gonna like you or not like you, so it is what it is. So there's not much you can do in life. So I'm just happy that I am able to come in the cold, but being in the cold, if I turn off the air too much, then it starts getting muggy, and then Chong is not at a good body temperature, and then he won't take a nap. So I got two fans going. But what's my favorite color? I don't know. I got so many. I would like probably. I'd be a fan of jade. It's an exotic color. It's kind of related to a lot of different things. It's like a blue. It's close to a teal. Jade is like right in the middle. So, oh, did you? I I like fish. Don't get me wrong. They're good because I love all animals. I have some animals I don't want in my house, like gigantic spiders, unless I had a basement. I'm cool with spiders if I have a basement. That's it. But I don't know. I would always these fish I would buy them, but I think they just came to my house and committed suicide. I'm not scared of them. I don't want them keeping house with me. If I see one, I won't kill one. I'll take it outside or something. If they're not a nice spider, I'll kill it. But I did have a spider I brought in from one of my live streams. And it literally was the size of my leg, the width wise. And I didn't overreact. It bit me like twice, and then it was hiding around the house. And I have Chong, so I went to the store and I got all this air freshener. There was a lot, and I got the strongest air freshener in the world. And I did a deep clean, and he ended up coming out and he went on my leg. Oh, hi, how you doing? And anyways, he got on my leg, and I wish I had shoes on because I would have been a perfect killing field right there. So I, I I had a can of that stuff, and I sprayed him for 5 minutes straight, and I did not see him. I don't think I won because I like spiders. I just didn't like that particular spider, and I wanted to be the one that actually killed him with my bare hands, but it did not work. But I do think he died of poisoning. Oh, how you doing? Can you say hello to my city? A city? I don't even know what this word is. Quantum? Keratum? Okay, hello to Keratum. Oh, I mean, I don't think I'm this popular, but you seem very nice. Alright. I would. Peace for Palestine and Italy. Oh, oh. Well, you guys are so sophisticated today. I don't get this. I don't know. I don't. It takes me like a year of my life to get even a little sophisticated. I am the most unsophisticated person on the planet, I think, most of the time. Oh, I guess I'm just bored and talking. I think of this as talking on the phone. This reading. I don't even know what that means. I would have to research that whole word because I don't know nothing about this and I don't make decisions like this, I guess, until I have all my information. So, I mean, I'll go look at it and try to look it up on Google or something. So, I would have an actual thing with this word. Oh, I just actually, people give me glasses a lot. And I have it went to the eye doctor, and I guess I should, but I got super sick. I was on antibiotics and forever, and everybody at my work has been just bothering me. It is Turkish city. Okay, wasn't Dracula a Turkish king? I swear he was. And I love the story of Dracula. I know it wasn't. I know there's not an actual vampire out there. I'm not psycho. But I love the story of Dracula. It's one of my favorite books, and I really, really, really like it. So, but I think he was a Turkish king, so they have a very good, deep history. So I do like Turkey. So it is that is good. Oh, I try. I honestly don't think I am. I think that people are pretty when they show their true actions. That's why I like to study people. I really do. I like to, and I think it's a practice that Dracula's a Romanian. Okay, Romanian. Yeah, that's right, Romania. So it'd be a Romanian. He was. I don't. I thought he was a king, and I'm pretty sure that because I have some friends from Romania at my work, and she lives, I guess, 2 miles away from Dracula's castle. And I keep telling her that when I get to Romania, I'm going to stay at her house. And I think it would be dope to stay the night in Dracula's castle. But I was told, anyways, that I think he was a lord or something, but I thought he was a king, but he could have been just like right below a king. He was very powerful and he was at war, and to like they were superstitious or something, and they were saying that he just literally would take the blood out of the everyone, but he really didn't drink the blood, but he let everybody believe it, and that's how he won the war. So I heard it was like a war tactic, and I think it was dope. So that I do like war tactics, and that was the most colorful one. So Muhammad the Conqueror in a fight. And... Okay, that goes along with destroyed Dracula too, because he's quite a colorful character. He's one of my favorite horror novels because he's connected to history, but he's fictional all at the same time, but he's not. It's kind of reminds me of the darker side of humanity. I is what Dracula is. That's why I mean he might have to be the number one superhero of darkness because he was a guy. His wife literally died. I don't, and I think there was a son or not. I don't know through history. I'm sure there was because when you got married, you were trying to have a baby right away. So there was a kid somewhere. But it's just such a colorful history with him because he had his son, I believe, died through history, and then his wife, and then he was running a country, and he had all this stuff to do and all this hardship. It was terrible. And he actually went and did all this, and he felt a lot of heartache. He's kind of a story of how if you let your darkness get too much of you, it's like the monster you would become. It's almost like it's a parable. But he has a very, he's led a very bad, crazy life. And that's a lot of hardship. Mm. Yeah, that's where I was thinking of the Turkish. I just watched a movie on Dracula. And it was the Untold Story or something. That's where I was thinking Turkey. And he's really he's awesome. He was actually through history. He was actually there. He was like the number one, and he had all this hardship, and somehow he won this war. And I guess you want to decorate it to say he lived on. I guess he did, because I believe at least I'm sure that he was hiding out his son. That I do believe. They say he died, but I don't really think he did because there was some form of money and the family still stayed afloat, even though everybody wasn't. Which in these small villages in these medieval times, a lot of people played dead. A lot of royal people did that. It was all through English history this happens. So, and when you deal with English history, it was really easy to be missing for 20 years. And that's what these guys did. So I'm sure his kid was in hiding and he did die, and they just fabricated the story. But it's interesting how history brings apart something someone would do just in the name of love. He loved his family so much, he did a lot. Well, I mean, all through history, there's people that aren't going to like you. People didn't like the Irish. People didn't like dark skinned people for a while, and then even more ancient than that, It used to be where if you were dark skinned, you were like a royal thing, and that's why the Jewish people were made slaves because Egyptians were the enslavers. So, not everybody's gonna like you, and I probably got a list of about 100 people that don't like me, and I'm okay with it. You just gotta live for the moment and try to spread as much peace as you can, and just be like, fuck it. That's all you could do in life. You can't give in to all this craziness where people be telling you crazy things and then they'll say, oh, and then they try to, and I guess I get it if it's benefiting you. Like if they're telling you like a better plan of getting to school on time or something, but if someone's trying to run your life and literally tell you what to think and everything, they're just generally too controlling. Your parents could be controlling, husbands could be controlling, your partners, wives, whatever. Anybody can, but I don't let anybody control me. So I'm sure, don't be sad. I'm sure the Turkish killed a lot of people too. I mean, I don't know, I'd have to refresh on my historical facts of Turkey, but I'm sure they enslaved somebody. That's how the world is. I'm just here to, I guess, try to get a beacon of hope where people will eventually be more peaceful. I feel that peace is just when we realize that life moves on without us and whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and life really doesn't care if we get along or if we don't. It's just a whole lot easier if we do. Oh, I'm glad you like my conversation. Most people don't like my conversation. Okay, well, I'll be back on later. I'm gonna try to do an evening stream too. But let's see. Does anybody have questions? Alright. Ooh. Alright. I was about ready to take a nap, but I did say I was gonna do a afternoon stream, and sometimes I'm very lazy. Because I don't honestly, I guess being autistic, I don't like when people boss me around. And a lot of people in this world, after you do your job and you do everything everybody asks you, somehow they bother you. And this is what people do, they just try to boss you around. And at home, I don't think you should be bossed around. I believe everybody has some kind of job they have to do, and that's okay because that's what we're supposed to do. Somebody has to work at the hospital, someone has to collect garbage. It's, I guess, the way life is now. So, but I hate when people try to say you got to think this way or that way. I like to say I'll look it up on Google and then I'll figure it out. But this is how I roll. And I feel sometimes people, if there's too many stuffy people out there and they don't let you think for yourself, I think people will come up with better decisions if they did. So, but I guess I'm just one person, and most people hate my views because they say it's so bleak. But I try to just stay positive and try to make positivity of the day and then move along with my life. And I think if more people did that, there would be less conflict because they would worry about their own self. And if you worry about your own self and try to heal your own self and find out who you really are in that journey you get through life, things are just gonna fall in place. And then sometimes It takes 20, 30, sometimes takes 50 years, but it happens. Sometimes the longer it takes, the longer you live. I'm finding that out. I mean, I started my journey pretty late, so my death's probably not going to be till I'm like over 100, something like that now. But that's okay because my health went from shitty to actually super good, and nobody can figure out why I'm getting better. It's just I just was super weak and got all this anemia. I mean, I don't have nothing like cancer or nothing. I don't have any kind of crazy nothing. It's just I just had the anemia real bad, and I had this polyp thing on my uterus, but it's just weird stuff. And I'll get like little things that pop up, but somehow I get older and I get a lot healthier than I was. So sometimes I think if your journey begins later, I think you live longer and maybe, you start looking a little younger. I mean, this could be a possibility. I'm not sure. I'm only one person and I like to observe things and scientifically scope things out to see if it has any meaning besides so and so said this. Because those kind of meanings, I don't know, I just can't deal with those kind of things. I guess I'm like Thelma on Scooby Doo. I just I just kind of like to go with the flow. So, and I do like to try to seek other paths and answers to as to why it would be that way. So, but oh hi Rue, how you doing? Oh man, I feel like crap. Ugh, I'm starting to feel a little better. That's why I'm on my bed all the time because I'm in my apartment. If I was to do in the living room, everybody would hear me talking in the hallway. So that's why and then I was plotting and seeing like where the sound bounces off. And it took me about, God, it took me about a month or so because had to look up things. And then I did a bunch of little stuff and figured out it was this room. And you can literally scream in this room and no one will hear you. And this was important to me because sometimes I don't trust people. I know that it's terrible, but I don't. But I have figured out. So it's like, even though I'm in an apartment, I have all of the perfect stuff. So, and I got the setup so I don't have to worry about people in my business. Because I guess I spend half my day worrying about this kind of stuff a lot. Because I feel that some people, if they half hear what you say, they embellish things. And it's something you didn't say or do at all. It's crazy. And then everybody sits there, and if it's the right person, they believe them and they run with it. And then it wasn't even the truth to begin with. So I feel if you live in an apartment, you should be. Oh, okay. Here's a joy thing here. Joy. Okay, mind games aren't starting to work anymore. I think she's going to fall back in love with me. Maybe. Maybe you're drawing her in. Love's like fishing. She actually told me out of her mouth, I'm starting to fall for you. Your dumb self. See? This is how people operate. If you do the opposite of what they expect, sometimes it draws them in. Just like fishing, you got to be quiet in order to make a catch. If you're quiet and you wait, they go around because they know they want to come back, but they're testing you. I don't know. I find it a lot of nature analogies. I'm really weird like this. My family was from down south. There was a lot of farm stuff. Everything was referred to in a damn farm all the time. My family was weird. My grandma used to tell me that if there was domestic abuse, like this was like a little before the depression onset, people will just come missing in the hills. So she can't help anybody. She's been slipping up and saying stuff that is showing me, but she is trying so hard not to show or let me know. Well, yeah, she doesn't know why she feels that way and it scares her. And I know this, and it's not because I'm a mystic or whatever, because I'm really not. I'm just some crazy person that sometimes can see things. But psychologists, because I took psychology for a while. So, psychology speaking, if she's now more interested in you because you're not giving her that reaction, it means she really desperately wants your attention, but she wants to run your attention. So if you show her, you care, but you're putting up boundaries, she needs you. So she's gonna start coming around again. I mean, I've let my parents. My dad was in the military, and I took a lot of. Oh, now my son decides to call me. I'm gonna hang up on him. I'll call him later. But my military family taught me that too. And honestly, sometimes they have the best advice. But I feel if you keep just kind of being really, really nice, you're gonna, you're gonna, she's gonna literally come to you crying one day. I don't know. She may try to pull your pants down or something, and she's just gonna attack you and try to rape you. I feel that she's gonna get more and more sexual the more you do this. And for some reason, it's, I guess, turning her on. So I would keep doing it. And I don't know, you know what women get suspicious of all the time. I hear it all the time, my friends, is if she's playing little stuff and she really loves you, but she's trying to hold it's like she wants to hold the full house. If you want to think this is a poker game. So women do this all the time, but I feel that she's trying to like have more control and more hand, which you don't want because this is where both of my sons have faulted. And I'll give you the advice that I gave my dumbass son Brandon, and he did not listen to me. So now he's going through head trauma, and then my youngest even more head trauma. But if she truly loves you and you treat her with kindness and you're there but you're not kissing ass all at the same time, she's more drawn to you. And then when she comes back, she's going to be more respectful. And those are the kind of boundaries you want, I guess. Because that's what I would think I would want if I was in a relationship. And I am. And this is how me and my husband are. If he goes out for a long time, and I just go to sleep. I don't even worry about it because we already because the more insecure you are, the more control you want, and you don't realize you're driving the other person away. So hopefully she's less insecure, but I don't know. I mean, this kind of is on her, but maybe this could help it, and then you can work on it with her. But it's something that she has to solve on her own because some people have such bad insecurities, and the thing is if they pursue something that they like let's say I would try to encourage her to go to school or try to do something. If you have a creative outlet when you're going through things like that, you could focus on that while you're doing something else, and you don't have to worry about it. Just like I don't care if my husband stays out longer, and it don't bother me because I live stream and I'm just working on my projects and stuff. But these are the things that would help her cope with it, and it would be beneficial to her. Maybe you guys can go to like a yoga class together or something. Something that's supposed to be calming. I mean, unless you're really in shape, I wouldn't go. I went to a yoga class once and I didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie, but there was a lot of couples that did like it, and you got to really be in shape. She's been. Oh, okay. Is this a new question or old one? Oh, okay. I think that's an old one. I smoked a bowl. I didn't feel good. But like I said, I think I forgot doing that. This is what happens when I smoke too much weed. I be forgetting half this stuff I'm supposed to say. This is why I cannot smoke weed at work. Even with a medical marijuana card, I can't. I can't do it because I just be forgetting things. A lot of things. And I wish I could be like my husband, go to work and be able to smoke and get through a shift, but I can't do it. I can't do math. Every single time I smoke weed, I couldn't do math if I wanted to. It's terrible. I mean, some people they can. So I mean, I would just be happy, functional, and just calm. But all this stuff literally just takes away brain. I feel it just makes me so relaxed. My brain don't work like I would like it to. That's what I was saying the last live stream, that all these little drugs that people are saying, they say, "Oh, I think it's okay," and all this. It's really gonna mess you up when you get older. In the psych ward, there is more people that are getting psychiatric conditions due to drug abuse, and it has an onset of early Alzheimer's. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but you can get Alzheimer's or dementia, which is almost the same damn thing. You can get both of them just from drug use. And this is an actual fact because I worked psych before, and I would go into my psych unit and we would have people in their 40s if they were on enough stuff. And it was people that was on drugs for a long time that turned their life around. But depending on some of the drugs that you try, even when you turn your life around, sometimes you get the Alzheimer's early, or it can make you get, what's the other one? There's so many different things, and it's always finding out it's long term. And at first, when all this stuff came out, it was short term, but some of the long term effects are psychiatric and Alzheimer's. So, honestly, everybody got to be careful out there. It is not worth. It's not worth your life when you get in your 40s and above to be falling apart. I mean, you can't be sitting there falling apart because you're already going to have preset doctor's appointments where there's going to be times where you need more antibiotics and stuff, and that's okay. But you just all this. I've never done these things except for marijuana and maybe just regular mushrooms, like a microdose type thing. I mean, it was a long time ago, but to me, it was almost the same as weed. But besides that, I really don't think there's a lot of things that are safe out there, and a lot of it does lead to a lot of conditions. Not to mention, it makes you look older. You know, I think it's not, I guess they say you can have good genes and be older, but also certain things you do when your body is exposed to certain chemicals all the time, it makes your skin kind of just not good, and it takes out some of your texture over certain times because the mixing of different kind of chemicals can mess with your skin. And you got to try to do things that aren't going to mess with your skin chemicals. Because when I was younger, I wanted to have good skin when I got older, so I started on little research for things. And I do in my little research, I have found out that because I was using the hemp oil on my face, because, it was legal, and I used it for like actually lotion. And it does actually have a healing effect on your skin. And now they have hemp oil. Because my friend gives it to me every year at work. She gave me a big bottle of the hemp lotion, and it's a birthday cake flavor, and it actually has all the healing effects of marijuana. It doesn't have no THC, but and it did actually help. I mean, I think that can help, but not doing the big drugs, I guess, is even more of a thing. This message is held for review. I don't understand that when they do that. I know what mean held for review means. That I do know, but it doesn't. I'm thinking it's like they're saying bad things. Like when you're at work and somebody gets something. Oh my god. I don't know if this is my son. Maybe this is my son because I just was messing with him. Or maybe not. I don't know. He would have said something. But I'm gonna go ahead and get something to eat and stuff, and I'm going to come back probably in an hour. And I'll be back, and that'll be my third stream of the day. And I think this is better than I have been doing. So, what it is. She is losing control and showing her. Well, good. Just keep it up. And I don't know. I was thinking cologne because if you start, there's these different colognes. I'm sure you're younger than me, so just get a sexy cologne and try to like maybe style something up. I don't know. I know guys like to wear t-shirts and jeans all the damn time, but maybe just find something for like 20 or 30 bucks that smells good and start putting it on more. Especially if you don't usually wear it, and then that'll put her off and just say, and don't even say anything. Because you could be wearing it for her, you could be wearing it, and then she might get a little jealous, and then she's gonna. I think she'll confront you about the cologne. But I think I seen one those bods. Those are pretty good. Because I know I had a bunch of videos where I was making cologne and perfume. So the bods are real close to where it attracts certain pheromones. Because I did pheromone research. Don't judge me. I have nothing else to do sometimes except pheromone research apparently. So I was actually for the I was looking over studies on pheromones and what entices pheromones, which is even more than looks. Because you got to feel pheromones they're literally attached to the back of your brainstem. And if you entice the back of the brainstem right away, it alters their mood. It was some crazy medical thing. And in the doctor, I'm not even sure. He did a research thing, but I mean, you can't say right away if it's totally. He had money that was funded to him. I do know that. So, in his research, he found that the musky, earthy smells stimulate all your pheromones. So, I would get like a woodland smell because if you could stimulate the back of her brainstem, which is like right about in here, that's why that is a hot spot for sexual activity because it's it is a pressure point, but also it's where these pheromones are released. So I would want to get something with like I said, like a musk earthy smell. Those seemed in his research. I don't understand. I mean, I didn't. I think he was like it was like I don't know who was testing on. I think it was actual humans, but it was only perfume, so it wasn't like anybody was getting cut open or anything. So I guess it was okay. But the females that they would like put like a random guy in the room and he would have like different colognes and he did the same thing with perfumes and it was the same for the male and the female. It's the musk and anything like with a musky smell, even if you put it like with vanilla or something, really gets those pheromones going and can alter attitude. So that's I'm just putting that out there. I'm not telling you have to go and buy this because I don't want to be responsible for telling you what. I'm not interfering with your free will, so definitely will take that advice. She loves when I really smell good. Yeah, I'm just saying this is what the doctor told me. So I'm thinking one of those. I got it. Those Geo Amare has some. They got knockoffs, or you could just go maybe get a small bottle. And I don't know. The doctor just in his clinical studies just said it was the musk. I don't know how many smells they have with musk. I mean, maybe you can ask somebody. When I don't know what I'm getting from the store or whatever, I just ask my brother to take me. This would be something my brother Tim would like. He would bring us to the bougiest store, and he would tell you that she would jump in your lap and have sex with you right away with this. But I'm not him, so maybe some of your other female friends, I would just say, "Hey, I'm gonna try to smell good and see what happens. What do you think is the sexiest musky smell here? Because I think they have vanilla, and I think they got an ocean thing, one too, and it has like a earthly thing with the studies in this Harvard study. I don't know. I need to go to Harvard. These people are just watching people seeing if they get aroused in a lab over musk. This has to be the easiest job in the world. I don't know how I missed out on it, but I would do that. And I think your other female friends would probably find it funny, or just your mom. If you don't have any female friends, just ask your mom or your sister or something. And people always, it's a nice subtle way when you really want to do something else to kind of keep you in that even path because you really didn't do anything, but you attracted attention. You always want to somehow when you're fishing, you have to have bait, so you got to arouse suspicion. You're not out to try to get her not to come back, but maybe this might make her think you're seeing someone or whatever. And then when she asks later on, you could say, I was wearing it for you, and just never mention anything about it. So you're saying some without saying something. And marketing is very important in a relationship. I do it all the time. I go on Facebook and I put my hair down and fix it up, and then it's 90 degrees out, so I wasn't putting it back down. Because I used to, when I was younger, I did modeling, so I do know how to do my own hair. And thank God, because I barely get any money on social media. It's terrible. I'm not complaining. At least I'm getting money, I guess, from Facebook, but I'm hoping soon. And I get a lot of PR I can do over there now because of it. But I'm just saying, thank God on my journey, I learned how to do hair for modeling because we had to do our own makeup and everything. And I recently, through COVID, I gave myself the worst haircut in the world. So I kept cutting shorter and shorter, now it's starting to grow back. So I have all these ways of braiding. I have I actually seen these other stuff you can braid into the hair you have, and then I don't have to worry about dyeing my hair again. I'm thinking about this, but it's all PR. Thank God I could do it without paying anybody. You played my games. She played my game out and told her that I am okay and good. We don't talk now. She hasn't responded, but I know it will make her question if she wants to keep playing mine. Playing hard to get. I think she likes to play hard to get. Now, if you guys had a joint bank account or kids, I guess it's easier. But once you don't have the kids or the bank account, it can get harder. But honestly, maybe there's somebody better. I mean, I didn't when I was with Mike, the first husband, I thought he was the best thing in the world, but after a bunch of bullshit went down, I mean, we're still, I guess, friends, but after all that went down, I just decided I was gonna re identify myself, and I just stayed alone for a while, and I'm kind of glad I happened because I wouldn't have the one I have now. So, I mean, it's something to think about. I'm not saying she's not the one, she might, but if she's not, it might not be the worst thing in the world for you. Right now, it feels like it, and and I know even though I did that where I broke up with me and Rob, my current one I'm with. We broke up for like 4 months, and I would ignore his calls, and then I was rifle calling him, and I was pretty nasty. And I feel that if you truly love each other, sometimes you have the nastiest breakup. And when you have that nastiest breakup, what everybody would think that you guys weren't going to stay married, which I'm living this right now, you could stay together the longest. I mean, it's crazy, but it's true. People that were supposed to stay together forever and that made me and Rob look like we would never stay together. We stay together longer. So this is why I give you this advice. Because she may come back. I mean, if she's meant to be, she will be back. And if that's usually the way the universe runs. But if you're meant to get something better, and she's meant to be taught a lesson, or maybe she's plotting. You never know. People plot. There's a lot of dishonest people out there. I don't plot. I only plot when I know people are lying to me. But some people plot in kind of malicious ways, I guess. So you got to be careful of that. And she might not be doing that either. But I have a skeptic mind. I really do. But I know if you do the opposite, I mean, she might come around. It depends on, too, what she has there to where she's going to. I mean, I don't know if you guys live together or not, or if she's staying with her family or wherever it is. I mean, I don't know. It's a tricky one, but if it doesn't work out, you'll probably get a really, really hot girl. Honestly. And that hot girl probably will have a good job. Generally, if she's doing some messed up stuff and you're going through all this, and it sounds like a lot of it may be her fault, you might get the good side of this karma. And it has happened because I hate to say because I'm a woman, because I try to stick up for women, but sometimes women are not nice. So, I don't know. I would just be on my guard and just see it. I think that she's not done with you. Whatever she's doing, she's not done. I don't know. You have to see the circumstance. It could be bad or good. It doesn't look like it's good, but it could be good. And sometimes these things are like that. Maybe she thinks distance is going to help things better. That's what I get from it. So, Sometimes distance is good, but not for prolonged periods of time. You keep distance for too long, then one party always moves on. So, if she's trying to keep distance, eventually, if you're the one at fault, it has to balance out. So, if she's getting rid of something, you're gonna get what maybe you're gonna get what you would have had with her. They will send someone else. I do know this. I tried telling my sister this because she said she had the guy she was with was because she's a spiritualist and it was a Scorpio and blah blah blah. And I said, do you know how many men are Scorpios out there? And she just was well blah blah blah, and you couldn't tell her nothing. And she was supposed to get this really hot guy. I seen him with ripping muscles, and he was into bigger women, so it would have worked out good for her. And now she's in a pickle, which no one ever listens to me. So I'm just saying, I would right now, since you're kind of the victim in all this, I would try to stay in the middle road, buy the clone, and just see how the dominoes fall into place. I feel, honestly, that because I really don't need the cards for your path because I read you already. But I feel that it's not over and it's going to keep going around until she does something or something happens. It's a story that just keeps going around and doesn't stop. So, but I feel it's going to work out to your favor. And if it happens that somehow, maybe, I guess, you guys do break up, you are going to meet somebody, a replacement, not too far off. And I think you'll be pretty happy with her. Usually they try to recycle somebody that is the kind of girl you always wanted to be with. This is how they work things. So I think you'd be happy with her. But it's already 5, so I'm going to take my hour break and then start the evening stream. And I think I'm doing better today, being more consistent. And thank you, Rue, for coming and yapping with me. I appreciate everything. And I will be back in an hour.